And hello, everyone. Welcome to part two in the prologue for our Silver Fang Jack London, played by the Bard. Say hi, Bard.
Hey, how's it going, my fellow YouTubers and Twitters out there? Good to see everyone.
Yes, and now as for a little, I guess we should at least get everyone caught up to speed on the off chance they didn't see the first part in Jack's prologue, which was, well, well, Jack, unlike the rest of our pack, he's grown up completely aware of the Garu, so it didn't take that long to get into the first change.
Well, technically, it shouldn't really known, but he did in a way.
So, really, he shouldn't have known.
Yeah, but I could talk to. We could sort of we could discuss that some other time when we're not on camera. But yes, in a way, Jack should. I sort of spoken to a few other storytellers, and Jack shouldn't really been taught those things. But I mean, canon stuff. But you're the storyteller, so it's up to you how you want to go about it. If you think,
well, we can already ran with it, so unless we want to retcon it,
you already read, you already want, we've already done it, so it doesn't matter now.
Yeah. Yeah. Phantom Ghosts and Shadows say hello. Right. So yeah. So in this one, we're going to be doing Jack's initiation into the Silver Fangs, which is something I hope I can cover with all of our pack. Now, Silver Fangs, unlike the Glasswalkers, like the Glasswalkers test intelligence and resourcefulness. Bart, if you had to sum up how the Silver Fangs rite of passage goes, what's the best way?
Well, the way it sort of says in the rite of passage book, the very first one that came out way back in first edition, because that's what was the book that was recommended by me, is that the Silver Fangs, from what I read, the sort of like him and he goes to see, in a way he'll go and see, he'll go to the actual sept.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the actual sept where all the Silver Fangs are, with his father. His father will announce that to the king of the Silver Fangs, whoever the king is, yeah, of Russia, whoever, or England or wherever, the actual king, the king, saying that that this one has had his first change. I have taught him I taught him all the ways of Garu and what the Weaver is and what the Worm is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now he is at age to be to do his rites of passage. Whereas like his father will say that what he has taught his son to his best of to his right, and he has and presents it to the king. The king then will call for someone or somebody to smell me to see if it was true what my father said, type thing, by the light of Luna, type thing. If he spoke truthfully, then the elders who smelled me will say yep, and then like the king himself will call for me forward, and then the king will take me through the king will take me for a walk down this hallway where they will have like pictures of like Garu ancestors, like in a sort of like when you see like pictures, yeah, like a mausoleum sort of thing. And then once he reaches the end of that mausoleum, he'll probably come to like some sort of door, like like a door to like an open door to space. You see the world. Like an open field. You come to like an open area, and then he'll say, "I will help." And then he will say, "I'll help you step. You need to step sideways into this area, and you will meet Falcon himself, and Falcon will put you to the test. You know, you will face like an enemy that we all fear, and if you survive, your rites of passage is done. In a way.
All right, so there's a big ceremony and basically a fight for survival.
Yes, and then like if I pass, the Falcon will like drop a feather, drop a feather and give it to me, and this will be my cleave, my what? It'll be a great sword. My cleave, my weapon that all Silver Fangs get, but it's not like a real cleave for me. It'd be like a weapon that I can turn into a great cleave at some point. In other words, like this is your first step into the Silver Fang Brotherhood, type thing. But there's still many tasks you need to do before you can truly be recognized as a true Silver Fang amongst Silver Fangs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. It sounds like this shouldn't be too hard to run. In fact,
so it's like the first.
Yeah, in fact, if I remember correctly, since we had Jack attending Harvard, which is in Massachusetts, which is in the northeastern part of the United States, we could just go with this step that we could just go with House Wormfoe and have him, and then basically have Jack meet King Albrecht.
Yes. Yes.
By the way,
as long as it has to be.
Jonas is the best.
Like,
is the best canon NPC ever. I will hear no other words.
Yes. But yes, I have to meet the king.
In this case, would have to be Jonas.
Yes. Yes. It has to be one of the kings of the Silver Fang. But yes.
All right. So I get
because of my merit, noble heritage, which means I come from a noble family, and plus my father is.
Well, that's all the Silver Fangs anyway.
Yes, and plus my father is he's some sort of duke or some sort of high status.
A lord, basically.
In the Silver Fang society, so I'm his protege, and that's why I got that merit.
I guess the best way I could put it this way is, in this scenario, Jonas is Robert Baratheon, your father is Ned Stark, and you're Robb Stark.
Yes, but the test has to be in a test of a Galliard's way, not because each test has to be like done based on your moon. So it could be like me, like for example, if I was a full moon, it'll probably be a fight. If I was like a Ragabash, it'll probably be like a test of tricks, of stealth and trickery.
A test of cunning.
Yes. Yes.
But you're a Galliard, so it would be a test of words.
Yes. Test of words.
Yeah.
Or test of like persuasion or something towards whatever the Falcon Spirit has for me.
Persuasion. Oh, and then just so happens you do have persuasion as one of your gifts.
Talents. Yes.
No, it's actually one of your gifts is persuasion. Talents is not in persuasion is not in talents.
Okay.
You have it in gifts. I'm looking at it right here.
Yes. So something to do with my gift.
Yep. All right. So yeah, that's not. So yeah. So like just so I can get the idea, like about the only thing I've got that sounds close is like you know how like when you get two wrestlers and they're trying to out promo each other.
Yes.
Something like that.
Well, something like that. It's like it might be like I have to convince like something to come with me, or tell something like. It could be cancelling. It could be anything. The spirit is up to the spirit of how the spirit wants to test me.
All right. Okay.
In my Galliard role, it could be something like it could be something knowledgeable. It could be something based on my talking skills. Something.
You know what? I think I've got something. I'm not gonna tell you now, but but I think it'll work for you.
All right.
I think it'll work for you. All right, so we'll still. No, there is one thing I do want to at least knock out of the way before we. Shadow suggests a singing test. How good is your singing voice?
Not very good.
You probably slightly better than mine. My mom is a piano teacher and a voice teacher, and I did not get any of that, unfortunately.
No, no. I'm more of a dramatic person, and like I'm very good at talking to people. Let's say that I'm very good at. I'm just very good at talking to people. I'm very.
Rockstar the King suggests drum contest.
But yes, I get to also. Oh yeah, and also I get to meet my fiance as well. So that'd be a cool thing to do.
Yeah. Yes.
That's,
Yeah. Before we do start it, there's like one thing I do want to knock out just because I thought it was a good way to get in. We did this with Lexington. Thought it was a good way to get inside his head. How he kind of want to see how Jack perceives the other tribes.
well, when it comes to it's going to be hard to name all 13. So I might need some help. So when it comes to the Black Fury, to be honest, I see them as mighty women. You know, they are warriors of the Amazon. You know, like a bit like Wonder Woman. I see them to be like very strong and very powerful women, but also quite mothering and kind. You know, type thing. It's like there's a time. You know, when it comes to Black Furies, I see them as like there's a time for fighting, and there's a time for talking. You know, type thing. When it comes to the Black Furies. So I respect them for they stand up for women's rights and whatnot, and I respect that. But I also would, you know, like so I see them as a respectable, warrior. It's like if if Jack was kind to them, he will hope they are kind and respectful back to him.
Hmm.
So that is how he sees the Black Fury when it comes to the Black Fury. He sees them as like gladiators of Greece, you know, type thing from the like that he's seen in movies maybe, and see them to be quite mothery because they are, you know, because you see, you know, because he thinks, you know, oh, they're lots of ladies and they could be quite mothering and quite kind maybe, and sees them to be an honourable tribe. So yeah, so that's how he sees the Black Furies. Bone Horrors. He sees them like as people who had a real rough time, you know, type thing. You know, who had a bit of bad luck, you know, type thing. You know, that people that there's always people out on the streets, like, you know, who are homeless and have been kicked out of their home, and he feels sorry for them, you know, type thing, that perhaps they got into debt, or perhaps they couldn't pay the bills anymore, or perhaps they just wanted to get away from their life and just want to live on the street. You know, he doesn't know what the causes are of why they just want to live out on the streets. I mean, if he sees someone on the street, he'll give them some money or some food, you know, because that's what I do in real life. If I see someone on the street, I'll give them a hot chocolate or a bit of spare change, and like ask them like, you know, how their day has been, you know, and talk to them and like and treat them as I treat myself, and like and sort of like say, hey, you shouldn't be here too long because sometimes there are a few police that walk around and you shouldn't be moving away from here soon, you know. So in other words, I like to giving them the heads up if about the area, if I know the area really well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like that. That's how I see the Bonos. It's like I feel sorry for what is, where they are, and wish I could help in a way, but I know that all the resources I have, they would not accept it for some unknown reason.
It's their way.
Yes, it's their way, and that's how I see it in a way.
Children of Gaia.
That's a hard one. I guess they are like down to earth people. I guess that's how I see them. Down to earth, like people who are very in touch with Gaia, because that's their name, I guess. Children of Gaia, so very in touch with in touch with Gaia, and I guess they're very sort of peaceful people, and like I guess they do a lot of like they're into the whole peace genre thing, type thing from the 1960s when peace was a big thing, type thing. When they had the hippie movement with like
Jeez.
Yes, the hippie movement with like John, what's his name, Elton John. All you need is love. John Lennon, that's it. John Lennon, yeah, things like that.
Sakes, you're supposed to be the guy of all people who would know John Lennon from Elton John.
Sorry, John Lennon. Yeah, John Lennon and the Beatles. Sorry. So during the crazy
guys, Bard's English, and he forgot he couldn't, and he got John Lennon mixed up from Elton John. Like how, for perspective, this would be like me mixing up Jimi Hendrix with
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yes.
I mean, I do make mistakes. It's true, but yes, yes. So yeah, during the bus, crazy movement. So yeah, that's how I see the Children of Gaia, is like during that sort of time period where like the hippie movement was going around the early days.
Nah. Oh man, now I'm just picturing a child, a guy that can play Imagine.
Yes.
I hate Imagine. I hate that song, by the way.
Let me see. Who else do I know?
Fianna.
Fianna. Oh man, what can I say about the Fianna? I say they are like allies of us because they helped us like with the issues that we had in Scotland with like because like we Silver Fangs had some royalty in Scotland, with the Queen Anne, yeah, and the stewards and so forth, and like, but there was that one time when the Fianna went a bit crazy with William Morris, type thing deal. but yeah.
I cannot be extradited to Edward, but I was never his subject.
Yes. I mean, yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, I mean,
and then of course there's all the Irish rebellions.
Yes. I mean, and then there's like, so, but it's one thing, I really don't like the fact that the Fianna hate the Queen because she's German. Yes, she might be German, but she still was born and bred in England and taught the English ways. So what, she has bloody schizophrenic blood in her.
Oh well, you fuckers told us we couldn't speak Irish, couldn't speak our mother tongue.
Yes.
Wanted to make us more like your English.
Yes, but there you go. But yeah, I don't know why they hate her. But there you go. But
because we're stubborn that way.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so yeah, to me, the Fianna are like, they're a good bunch of people to be around with. Good party people. Have a good laugh.
Also very traditional.
Yes, they're very traditional. and like have a good sing song. So it's like, because I'm a Galliard and I would definitely get on with them, type thing, and like share stories of them. So it's like you tell me a story, I tell you a story, and yeah, we could have a good laugh together. And yeah, when serious things happen, the Fianna Root will be there to back you up. So it's like that sort of thing. I see them as very family orientated. Like, if you got our back, we got your back, sort of type of people. If you know what I mean.
Hey, my buddy Dinta is on the chat for once. Hey, buddy.
But yeah, that's how I see the Fianna. It's like, because myself, I am Fianna, and my family's always got my back.
I guess. Should I even bother asking how you see the Get a Fenris?
The Schizophrenists. What tribe is that? Is that like the
Get a Fenris, the one they got all the Vikings and shit.
Oh yeah, the kids. Yeah, I guess in like, yeah, I see them as like people who live like in Germany, like cold.
Germany and Scandinavia.
Yeah, I see them as like people who live like. I see them as people who live up in the, who are like just cold, broody, always angry, want to just like, that sort of intoxicating language, type thing.
You being a Galliard, I would figure you'd have some kind of healthy respect for them. I mean, like, the Vikings had their own poets. They had the Skalds.
Yes. Yeah, I do have some respect for them, but still, I'm English, and they did invade our country, and they did.
Okay, if you're gonna okay. If you're gonna bring up the Saxons, you guys let them in. That's on you.
Yes, but hey, we had a great king that smite them.
Actually, the Saxons, they integrated pretty well, though.
Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do respect them if they respect me back.
Yeah, they're very demanding, though.
Yes, they're very demanding. Too demanding. Yeah. But yes.
Okay, Glasswalkers.
Glasswalkers. I see them as like techno nerds, type thing, who know their stuff, type thing, who knows how to work a computer like a pro, a bit like Bill Gates, or or like the person that created the Apple, type thing. Steve Jobs, yeah, that's how I see a Glasswalker. Someone that knows.
Well, there's also Glasswalkers. Can also be like an Elon Musk type. Yeah. I mean, Elon Musk is more of an engineer than a technician, but you get kind of the same deal.
Yeah, I mean, so someone like that, that's how I see the Glasswalker. Someone who knows a lot of technico talk, and someone that is very connected, very good with technology and understanding it, and talking to the weavers of the web. That's how I see a Glasswalker. But yeah, I mean, once again, it's like they're there for information. They're to, like, get that sort of information from, because they information nerds, and that's the cool thing about them. So it's like, yeah, let me come to your business meeting to talk about stocks and whatnot. And the Glasswalker will say, yeah, let me help you with that. So yeah, that's how Jack sees them. Jack sees them as like informational gurus of the technical world and the technical spirits of the spiders and how they operate. And he respects them as well, because what they do and how they interact.
Red Talons.
I see them as cannibals. No question asked, type thing. I just think, like, apart from the one I've met in our pack recently, but most of the time, I see them as bloodthirsty human killing machines, to be honest, type thing. I mean,
you get along with Calls the Herd as anyone's guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, the reason why I get on with him, because he shows me the wild. He shows me what it was like. He shows me what it's like to be a wolf, part of the wild, which is really nice. Don't get me wrong, I like that, but I don't like the stereotypy red talent people. You know, the ones that say, "Oh, all humans must die." You know, all human. You know, even the Homid must die. All the Kingfolk Homids must die. You know, we only have like wolves and wolf Kingfolk. You know, I don't like that. You know, that to me is because we're all here to like, you know, work together against the common enemy, which is the worm, which is true, and just having one typical thing is not really going to do anything good in it. We're all here to work together and sort of be together, really. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I respect the returns if they're like calls to herd. If they like calls to herd, then I have no problems. But if they are bloodthirsty, human killing, eat flesh of the humans, and then kill the homids, other homids, like those who are about to go through their first change, like kinfolks and whatnot, and eat their flesh, then I will definitely lose my flip and just go out and kill them, because to me that's wrong. You know, eating the flesh of human, which is breaking the litany for one. You know, which is
you got the Bonar our camp, the man eaters that do that shit.
yeah. So yeah, but yes, definitely like anything that like breaks the litany, you know, Jack gets upset about it.
All right, Shadow Lords.
I see them as like, like your sort of like judge and jury people. Very scary. I find them very scary and very nerve-wracking to me. I mean, because they are the ultimate judge and jury of the Garou society. You know, they know the litany like the back of it, or the back of their hand. I think they recite it every day and every night. I reckon they probably got like old rules from like the Dark Ages. Who knows, from way back, you know, type thing. I see them as like the ultimate philodox, if you know what I mean, the ultimate law enforcers, the sheriffs of Garou society. So I see them as the ultimate like badass sheriff that you don't want to mess with. It's like, if you're going to get on the wrong side of the law, make sure it's not a Shadow Lord, because he's going to make sure that you get punished really badly.
There's also sort of that stereotype that Shadow Lords, like, they're always collecting secrets, that you can't really trust them.
No, it's like, it's like, I don't mind myself. I do trust them, but it's like, don't get on the wrong side of the law with them. I see them more of a sort of hefty sheriff enforcer than collecting secrets people, if you know what I mean.
And then, of course, there's that whole history where the Shadow Lords have always been willing to do the dirty jobs that the Silver Fangs wouldn't do.
Yes. Yes. So that's how I see them, in a way.
So you respect them as good betas.
Yes. And that's, I respect them for what they do and how they manage to, keep the, do all the law stuff for Garou.
All right. Silent Striders.
Wanderers. Just wanderers, really. I just see them as, like, wanderers never staying in one place, really. I just see them as, like, wanderers who want to, like, get away from the issue of being a Garou. I don't see them as worthy Garou, really, because they just keep wandering from place to place, never really staying put and never staying with the pack. So I see them as like, why you keep wandering away from us?
You actually consider them less Garou than the Glasswalkers, because that's kind of the image a lot of the other tribes have of like the Walkers, like they're too human.
Yes.
But you don't feel like the Striders are wolf enough.
Yes, I just feel like they just, well, not like saying, I just think they're just not doing their job, which is like protecting Gaia. I don't feel like they're just not. They just like wandering from place to place. It sounds like they're not committed to stay with the pack. They'd rather be alone than work together.
How about the fact that they lost their homeland? Don't feel anything for that?
Yeah, I feel pity for them and sorry for them, but still, they should not walk away from it. That's how I see it.
All right, okay, fair. Stargazers.
Stargazers.
They're the Buddhist monk type werewolves. They almost never leave their seps. They are technically a member of the Gauro Nation, but they're not active participants.
I see them to be wise, type of thing. Like they have knowledgeable information of like Asian customs and Asian culture, type of thing, because that's what they are. They're very in touch with sort of Buddhism and the ways of Chinese philosophy. So that's how I see a stargazer.
Right. Tina.
Oh, Tina. The Native American tribe. Yeah, I see them as Native Americans. I really feel sorry for them, really, really big time, because of what's happened to their people in America and all the Americans killing them off, almost nearly, because of when the Americans went, when the English people went over to claim lands.
It wasn't just English. It was like Europeans in general.
Yeah, all the Europeans and claiming all the lands and raping their women and killing their children and all sorts of things.
To the work. We had no control over that.
Yes, but yeah, I do.
Our fault they weren't immune.
Yes, but yes, I do feel sorry for them totally. But I mean, I met one. Actually, physically met one in real life. Type thing, and he was from South America, and yeah, they're really nice people. And if you get to talk to them, I mean, they don't really talk that much because they're a bit sort of reserved. But damn, they have a lot of knowledge about how things were back then, and they still keep up they still keep to their customs and the Indian customs and ceremonies. So yeah, I mean, I have real respects for them and love to actually.
So how does that relate to the WtA? Because the WtA, I mean, they're always trafficking in forbidden knowledge. There's talk they get in bed with wormbanes. Yeah,
I see them as, like I said, I respect them big time. But I have great love for them. I love to actually get a chance to meet one and be friends with one, type thing, and learn some really cool fetishes from them because they're very good at doing things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then I guess that just leaves the Wendigo.
I see them as brutal savages, type of thing that almost killed out the.
The WtA are the noble savages.
I see the Wendigo as savages and outright killers of they almost killed the WtA, I think, at one time, didn't they?
I'd have to check the book.
But yeah, I know there was some time. I know that there was Indian culture versus I know that in when it comes to Native Americans, they did sometimes have wars between their own race.
All the time. You should see how much trouble the Comanche gave other tribes.
Yeah, so that's how I see the Wendigo. It's we are this tribe and you're that tribe. We declare war with you, type thing. So I see the Wendigo like that, sort of yeah. I don't know much about them that much, so. Jack doesn't really. Myself as a player and as Jack, don't really know them that much. But all I know is that they are very savagey people.
All right, so that's plenty. Let me I just only wanted to do that just to get an insight into how Jack sees things.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I guess we could start off we could start off the ceremony. So,
Mhm.
all right, so you're in a you're in your you're in your father's car.
Mhm.
You're driving through New York City. At least,
Mhm.
I mean, I assume that's where Albrecht is. He's in New York, right? I'm gonna double check that. I'm gonna check that just to be sure. Again, guys, we're nerds on the internet, not the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Shh.
Well, we are. Loading up housewarming info. Just as it's in the American Northeast. Doesn't really say where specifically.
Cool.
I guess we. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would if it would be anywhere. If it would be anywhere, it probably would be in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you're in New York City, and you're seeing like you can see like all the lights. And of course, if it's New York, the streets are crowded. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the streets are like around London, but traffic in New York, it can be hellish. The
Yeah.
stereotype is completely true.
Yeah. I'm guessing so.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Like, it's. I mean, like, you get in there at the wrong time of day, you can be stuck in traffic for hours.
Shh.
And it tells you that this wasn't a city that was made for vehicles originally. Mhm. All right. So you arrive at Albrecht's mansion.
Mhm. All right. So after arriving, Jack gets out and opens the door for his father, and yeah, and then follows his father behind. You know, lets his father lead the way.
This is where we are to meet King Albrecht.
All right.
Now,
Wow.
yeah, he's a bit. I know. Warmfoe sort of has a reputation, but he's still a king, but in this land, he's still king, and you'll show him the respect we'd show any other king boy.
Very well, father. Lead the way.
Your father knocks at the door, is greeted is greeted by one of Albrecht's servants. Lord London, King Albrecht has been expecting you. Thank, thank you.
And Jack follows.
I will announcing Lord London and his son, Jack.
Mhm.
You approach the oak throne.
All right. I go to one knee and lower my head and pay my respects to the king. Hail, king, and don't speak.
Lord London, you told me that your son has experienced his first change. Do you speak with truth? I do, O King Albrecht. Young Jack, arise.
Jack stands up slowly and looks at the king.
As is the as is our way, we will begin by smelling you. If I remember correctly, you said like the king will summon like several several Garu from his sept have to smell him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or he just calls out like a rite. It's like a rite of moon truth type thing. It's like a rite that they do. It's like a Mooner's like truthful right sort of right thing.
I will call the rite of truth. You will be my pack mates will determine if you really are Garu.
Mm-hmm.
You're approached by Mary Cabra and Evan Heals the Past.
Mm-hmm.
Mary, is this Pop Garu? He is, Jonas. He is Garu. Evan, does she speak the truth? He does. He does. Jack, you'll follow me.
Very well, Your Highness, I sort of say, and bow respectfully and walk forward, following him.
Tell Jack, as Jack follows Albrecht, you're led down the hall with all the portraits. Albrecht motions to them.
Mm-hmm. I look.
Jack, do you recognize
Yes.
any of these men?
My father has spoken about these men that you showed me. These are the kings and forefathers of the Silver Fang tribe, if that's correct.
Yes. The first one we passed was my grandfather, Jacob Morningkill.
Yes, I heard some stories about him.
Yeah. All the stories that you've heard about him, they're true.
I see.
For those of you who don't know, Jacob Morningkill went crazy and banished Albrecht.
Yes, he did.
And he was about as, I guess if I'm still going with the Game of Thrones analogy, he was Aerys Targaryen in this scenario.
Yeah. So yes, Jack keeps following the king.
You know our tribe has a noble lineage. We've done all, and we've worked hard to keep that line pure.
Yes. No doubt you can, sense my purity upon my skin, oh great king. I have pure breed of 5 dots.
Yes,
and I come from a noble house. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And I assume you know the next part of the rite of passage then.
One, yes. I know bits of it, but I do not know what the spirit will demand from me.
All I can say is you best be prepared to meet its demands.
I will look forward to meeting it and doing what I can to prove myself to be worthy of the Silver Fangs.
You know what? If you truly are your father's son, then this should be no trouble for you at all. Albrecht,
Well,
you'd say your thing.
yeah, I say, yep, I'll try my best. That's what I can do.
Albrecht leads you to the door to the Umbra.
Mm-hmm.
And there lies your final test. Prove you are worthy of the Silver Fang blood, Jack.
Alright, so after he goes into the well, it's not like a door, it's like a sort of like a puddle, like a swimming pool that has like
oh my bad.
yeah.
Okay. Backing up. Okay. He leads you to a small pool.
Yeah. Because that's how they normally go into the Umbra. They have to look
Yes.
at like
Yeah, that's right. There has to be a well, couldn't it also be like a mirror if it has to be reflective?
yes.
Yeah, right.
So yeah. So he can take me. So he can take me to his private pool, a big round private pool, and all I have to do is like looking at my reflection. And because we are his sept and his grounds, it'd be more easier for me to step sideways.
Yep.
Yes, it'd be a difficulty of 4, I think.
You get the die for that? Or didn't you need to roll?
All I got to do is roll Gnosis.
All right, then.
And I succeed.
Step sideways, Jack.
All right, so I step sideways and I succeed. All I need is 1 success, which I do quite easily. I got 2, so.
Right. You fall into the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And as you emerge on the other side, it looks like you're in Albrecht's Albrecht's mansion, but now everything's completely askew. Everything looks off.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I look around and smell the air and start walking forward in the Umbra and see if I see anything. I think I haven't got spirit speech, so it's like.
Right. So, and you said for the test, it's usually like a foe of the Silver Fangs, right?
Yes.
All right. So.
Well, it can be, or it could be up to the Falcon. What?
Oh, I see. Okay, then I think I got something for you.
It's up to the Falcon what the Falcon wants to give me.
As you walk outside at Albrecht's mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And you look above, and you see Falcon beginning to swoop down.
Mm-hmm.
Falcon lands in front of you.
Yes. I go to my knees and bow to it and greet it, and say nothing because I can't speak its tongue unless it's very powerful.
Totem spirits are very powerful, aren't they?
Yes. Depends how powerful. Well, yes. If in other words, like I can sort of, it can speak in my mind, in other words, but I can't speak verbally to it. So in other words, it has to speak to me, then I speak back in my mind. It's in my mind.
So it's telepathy then, sort of.
Yes.
Right.
So I just go to one knee and sort of,
The final test begins.
I see, Spirit Falcon. What is my test?
Your moon is the Galliard, the historian, the lore keeper, the storyteller.
Indeed.
You must tell me one of the great deeds of your ancestors.
The deed of my ancestors. What sort of answer would you like me to tell? There's so many.
Tell me. Tell. Uh, I'm actually. Oh my god, I'm actually blanking on this. uh,
I mean, if he wants the story, I mean, I can just tell him a story. Depends on
yeah.
what he wants to tell. In other words, like I'm trying to get like a specific because like some spirits can be very picky about like, oh, I had to tell you a story and that wasn't the story I want. So that is why I'm asking it. What story?
I probably shouldn't have gone with ancestor. Probably should have just gone with one of your kin. Got it.
Okay.
You will tell. You will tell me the story. You will
Story of
tell.
what?
You will tell me the story of of how Jonas Albrecht claimed the Silver Crown.
Oh, I don't even know that story off by heart.
I'll send you some. I'll get you something you can use.
All I know is the story of Queen Mary Scott. All right. Okay. So
Yeah.
you want me to tell you the story
Yes.
of Jonas Abelcott, huh?
Brecht. Jonas
Right.
Albrecht.
Hmm. Well, in his life, Jonas was a prince, exiled, a grandson of King Japuk, Morning King of the North Country,
Protectorate.
project of South Ventra,
That's Vermont.
Vermont. He was a famous son of the Silver Fangs court, but madness was slowly on. Slowly got to him, as I say. His grandfather and the old guru began on lashing out, and a lot of bad things happened. The worm was there, and it seemed that things got a little bit out of hand with the worm. Because Jack is improvising now. So I'm using my sort of Galliard sort of way
Yeah.
of things, being sort of like improvising on the spot now. Yeah, from what I have been told that he defeated a worm beast with with one with like with one hand and a great sword, and like he began to he began to wander the cities of New York, where he was accepted by the local Boneros. His pride and regional, sort of was when he come here to New York and the Boneros accepted him. I guess, and he became well known amongst the people and was most appreciated as a great champion. I don't know much about his life. All I know that he had a terrible scar from the battle itself. The battle was pretty intense, from what I've heard. I heard that he dueled with the Black Sparrow Dance, this worm taint, with great power and great strength, and was very deadly with the sword. That's what Jack was saying.
Okay, this is gonna be on me for not of thinking this through. Not thinking this through. I'm taking. Shadow, it's my fault.
Oh, I mean, I had to improvise on the spot, which I just did.
Yeah. Mm. Falcon is displeased. I know. I know you can. I know you can tell. Sing tales of your ancestors' deeds better, of your kin's deeds better than this. Miss Jack London. Tell me of Mary, Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots. Mary Queen of Scots.
That was the one you were getting. I thought that was the one you were trying to allude to.
Yes.
That,
One, Mary Queen of Scots. One, Mary Queen of Scots. Who was the legit child. Yeah, legit child of King James V. Was 6 days old when her father died. She accidentally she acquired the throne, of course. She spent most of her childhood in France, while Scotland was ruled by the regents in 1558. She married the Rufflin of France. Or Frances, or the French. They were French bastards, they were. Yes, I didn't like the French. They stink, and like, and the French king, the king of France French. I can't remember the actual name of the French king, but in
probably one of the Louis.
Yes, but in 1559. In 1559, Mary and Bruneth become Queen Consort of France, and her death in December 1556. Willardine, a widow, Mary returned to Scotland, arriving in Leithen on 19th of August 1561. For 4 years later, she married the first court Henry Stud, Lord Delaran, but until her union was unhappy. In February 1557, he retired, was destroyed by an explosion, and Danny was found murdered in the grounds. But yes, King James Henfrith IV, Earl of Berthwith, was believed to have accomplishments dealings with this death. But yes, of course, her castle still remains in Scotland. It is a proud castle, and it stands in England to this day. She was a very powerful figurehead of Scotland. And yes, from what I know, she had many children and many offsprings. But yes, Mary, Queen of Scots, she was a heck of a lady, as Jack says.
Okay. I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna try one more story. I'm just gonna run through a couple possibilities just to see whether or not you know him. Richard III.
Nope.
Seriously? Like
Yep.
that guy's like Shakespeare's most famous villain.
I don't know much. The only stories I know a little bit about it, but I've only seen the films where he fought where there was Lancelot and the Round Table, but I don't know much about. I know he went on crusades for the Holy Grail. And that's it, type thing. Huh?
Well, supposedly, from what I understand, the evidence about whether or not he existed is pretty sketchy at best.
Yes.
He could have existed, but there's no definitive proof.
I mean, all I could do is if the Falcons is asking for a story to make him to be amused, that's what I'm doing. I'm amusing the spirit. I'm making him happy.
Actually, Shadow suggests Richard the Lionheart.
What, Robin Hood?
No, King Richard, not Robin Hood. Richard the Lionheart, the one who actually went on a crusade.
Don't know much about that one.
Damn.
I don't know much about my stuff. I just mostly make up stories and then try to make people happy.
All right.
mean, if that's what the Falcon wants, that's what I'm doing. I'm just telling the stories to make the Falcon happy. That's what Jack's doing.
Yeah, true. It's just like I just want to. I just don't. It's just I don't want to put you on the spot and I didn't have to force you to improvise too much. Like I at least want to make sure it's something you at least have some familiarity with first. Because I seriously miscalculated with Jonas.
I mean, anything I know is what I know. I mean, if you ask me like, do I know this or this? I'll just improvise and say, yeah, I know a little bit about that, but not a whole story.
Henry VIII? No, wait, there's not much great about that guy.
He was great. He was an athlete, believe it or not. When he was a young man, he was in his A game.
I'm thinking of Henry when he's old. That's right.
Yes. Well, now here's a lesson for you, mighty spirit. Henry VIII.
Tell me, sing me the tale of Henry VIII.
Oh, Henry VIII. Well, most people thought, one, as I tell you now, you're misleaded, mighty spirit. He was not fat. He was in his prime. He was the greatest man known in England. He was an athlete. He could run for miles on days, and like he could jump the highest fence known to man. He was a role model for the humans. He was like strong, and he had a great beard of masculinity. I mean, he was like. Have you ever heard of a man that could push the earth by doing push-ups?
Oh my God! Are you really referencing the Chuck Norris gag?
Yes. This man was like Chuck Norris. He was like the Chuck Norris of like the earliest of the Renaissance. He was like he had the proper ginger beard, type thing. He was a mighty kinfolk Fianna, He had and like he was the greatest ever until his wives got to him, that it was. And we won't speak about those, of course.
And then you started chop feet off heads.
Yes.
Although, admittedly, that's coming from a Simpsons episode where Homer is Henry.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, I mean, like, you gotta admit, that's actually perfect casting, making Homer Henry.
Yes. But yeah.
In fact, there's one gag in that where Homer is just eating away, and he just uses the Magna Carta as a napkin.
Yes, but in all honesty and truthfulness, when Henry VIII was a young man, he was a very fit man. He loved to hunt. He liked to fight. He went on battles quite a lot. And when he come home to his wife, but apparently his wife did even more better conquest than he did. He'd be like, I come home and I have conquered France again, my love. And she'd be like, well, I've done something more better than that. Type thing. And that's what Jack was saying to the spirit. He'd be like, King Henry was a mighty Fianna that I ever heard of tales about. He was a man of great stature and lineage to the throne of England.
Well, you got Elizabeth out of him, so I guess as it worked out.
Yes. Elizabeth, she was a heck of a woman. Yes. Very, very proud. She beat the Spanish Armada. And I really don't want to talk about the Spanish Inquisition. God.
I'm not Catholic, so I don't have a dog in that fight anyway.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, I am pleased.
I'm good that you are pleased. I'm glad that you saw some sort of humor in me.
You will go on to sing more tales of the Silver Fangs. You will sing more tales of the Garu. You will tell their stories so that the next generation. Okay, don't want to derail, but Hawkstar just did a Monty Python in the chat. Can you see it?
Yes. The Spanish Inquisition. Damn you! Yeah.
I'll be honest, the only thing I know about Monty Python comes from Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and Meaning of Life. I have never actually seen the show.
Ah, it's a fantastic show. It's funny. It's funny. Get you stitches, mate. It'll get
Everyone
you
says
stitches.
so. I don't know. Actually, here's a good question. Which is better for John Cleese, Monty Python or Fawlty Towers?
Both. They're both funny. My favourite scene, if you'd like to know, Mighty Falcon, is when he's at the hotel and he comes out. He's so angry with his car that he grabs a tree from absolutely nowhere and starts hitting it and beating his car over and over again.
Is that Fawlty Towers?
Yes.
Because the scene from Fawlty Towers that always sticks in my head is when he's goose stepping.
Yeah. But yes, there is a scene where he's hitting his car with a tree because it didn't work.
Hawkstar, you are not getting the proper Monty Python experience if you're watching it from My Little Pony Fanworks.
Yeah. But I am most pleased that I have made you happy, Falcon. And like with that, Jack bows graciously towards the Falcon, and goes back. I guess unless the spirit's got something else in mind.
Not really. I think you've pleased him. He is pleased. You may go with his blessing. Oh, almost forgot.
Yes.
If Vulcan takes off, but as he leaves, one of his feathers floats to the ground.
Cool. Jack goes and picks it up and holds it in his hand, and it probably turns into a sword, no doubt. And like he steps back into the real world, gets 2 successes for stepping back into the real world, and sees the king. Says, and then kneels before the king and presents the king with like his sword in his hand, like holding it out in both hands towards the king, like flatwards, showing that he has received a gift from the Falcon.
Rise, Jack. You've proven yourself worthy.
Do I get to keep this?
That's a stupid question to ask.
Well, he's the king.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That Vulcan intended that for you.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I sort of put it away and on my back, like sheathe it or something somewhere on my clothing. Is that all that you require of me, Your Majesty?
The only thing now I ask is that from this day forward, Jack, that you carry yourself with honor. You do with the Silver Fang. You do our tribe great honor.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall uphold the Silver Fang ways of doing things. You have my word. Jack, may I go, Your Majesty, back to my father?
You may go.
Thank you, Your Majesty. And with that, Jack bows and walks down the hallway back towards his father.
Let me let me see what the Falcon left you, boy.
Jack presents his greatsword, pulls it out, and says, "It is a greatsword, I think, by the looks of it."
Know this day, son, you have made me prouder than any father possibly could have been.
"Thank you, father." And he puts his sword away, and like, I guess then he would like offer a handshake to his father. Then, like,
His father takes it. Well, he doesn't just take it; he embraces his son.
gives me a good old pat on the back, no doubt. And like, and I say, "Thanks, father. It's not like you to hug me like this. Not since I was a wee baby."
This is a proud day.
Indeed.
I'm not an actor. Yo, I'm not an actor, Shadow. Cut me some slack, okay?
But yes. So what now, father?
Now, we make arrangements for your fiance.
Oh. Oh, I haven't seen her since we were children.
Yeah.
She must have bloomed into a beautiful flower by now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw her.
I had her brought here. I requested her father to bring her here.
Ah. Alright, she must be here then. She must be in one of the waiting rooms.
Jack's father escorts him into the foyer.
Alright. So do you want me to describe what she looks like to you?
I think I'll let you do that.
Alright. So for those who are listening in, you see a woman who is about 5 foot-ish. Around about, yeah. So she's around about 5'6". She looks very feminine, like the curves go in and out, very ladylike type thing, very luscious. She has very short white hair type thing, and black sort of dress, and sort of black sort of long stocking sort of high heel boots type thing. And yeah, her name is Yoriha. Yoriha. That is her name. For those who are fans of computer games, it is known as 2B. Yes, but she's my waifu. So yeah,
He's not being a married man.
yeah, yeah, but yes, and yeah. So yes, so 2B, or she is human, or in this game, she is my kinfolk fiance, and on her back she has like a samurai. On her back she carries like a samurai sword and
Katana.
a katana, yeah, and like she wears very, very sort of revealing, almost revealing skirt, almost, type of thing. You can almost see her like gluteus maximus, which
You
is
know
the
what? I'm just gonna say that if you guys can Google 2B from Near Automata, you've got the basic idea. Is that right?
yes, yes. So yes,
Minus the
if you,
blindfold, I assume.
yes, minus the blindfold, yes. Yes.
Why am I not surprised you went with that? Just do a Google image search from 2B from Near Automata. Just take off the blindfold and you have it.
Yes, that is roughly my fiance. She's hot. Damn, she's hot.
This
Yeah.
Jack
Yes.
is Yora. You met her when you were a young boy.
And like as soon as he sees her, he goes bright red because like she's so hot, and he's like really, really blushing, and he's like, "Whoa, are you sure?"
Jacko-san.
You're, you're.
Okay, I apologize for doing that. I apologize for doing that. That's just that's.
Don't forget, she's a Silver Fang, and she's honourable, and she's noble, so she has to sound samurai-ish.
Well, San's a very common Japanese honorific. Like,
Yes. All right. So as soon as he hears that, he goes over to her and he goes, "Is that really you? My damn woman!" He goes, "You're like Foxy."
I thought he was supposed. If I remember correctly, your concept is supposed to be supposed to be like Lancelot. I don't remember Lancelot describing Guinevere as.
Hey, I'm a galliard. I'm allowed to say these things.
Just, of course. Then again, if we're being honest, Lancelot was a beta orbiter for Guinevere.
Yeah. I'm not that sort of guy.
I know. It's just like, he was a fucking beta orbiter.
But you're saying, wow, he's complimenting. He's complimenting her on her looks. That's Jack. You'd be like, whoa, you look absolutely beautiful, and wow, you look foxy good. He says like that. Man, wow. He sort of says, and he just like, and he and like he'll give her a hug, type thing, like, and pat her on the, like give her a warm hug, and
get a little grab of the ass.
No, he doesn't. He's a gentleman.
I love how that describes a woman as foxy.
No, I don't do that sort of thing.
I'm giving you shit. I'm just giving you shit, right?
Yes, but I never would do that thing ever. But yeah, he'd give her a good hug and like pat her on the shoulders, like, and say, "So, how was your journey?"
Wonderful. It is good to see you again.
Yeah. Wow. Man, last time I saw you was when we was like playing in the sand pits together, and like we pinky promised to each other that we'll probably meet each other in the future. And that promise has been fulfilled. You kept your word, and you promised, and now you're here. I can't believe it. Jack is, so overwhelmed that she kept her word to meet up, to meet him again. When like kids, because like pinky promises, like, when you're a kid, is like a big thing back then. If you're into that sort of thing, but yeah. But pinky promise is a pinky promise.
Yeah, but I doubt that's saying much, Shadow. Sorry, it's just the chat. The chat sometimes hijacks shit.
Yeah, but yes. And like he says, so like, so you want to marry me?
Oh my god, I am gonna kill myself for doing this.
No, so that's what Jack's asking. He's not sure what's going on. He's just like,
I know, but it's just like I have to do the response. And God, look, I'm sorry, man. It's just like, oh my.
I mean, he's just talking about it. He's been very open about it.
Yeah, but like I gotta commit to the bit. I gotta commit to it.
Yes, Jacko.
Nice. And Jack will smile, and like, it turns around to he says, "Okay," he turns to his father and says, "What's going on here, father? Why is this happening?"
It's our way. We keep our bloodlines pure by keeping it within the tribe.
Oh, is this some sort of like peace thing between me and her tribe or something? What's the deal here? What are you? What is the tribe getting out of it?
I'm sorry, Dante just said let this moment forever be cemented in online history, which means next time he and I do a podcast episode, he is not going to let me live this down. Oh, God. But yes. Yora's family, at least on a mother's side, I'd have ties to the Shadow Lords. Doing this helps cement peace between our two tribes.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I have great respect for the Shadow Lords, as you know. I know they are very enforcing. They are very enforcing. Yeah, very enforceful of the law and of the litany, and are the very honourable sort of Garu, like us, in a different way, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Shadow Lord reputation for ruthlessness is well earned.
Yes,
but lately they've begun questioning whether or not our tribe is still fit to lead the Garu nation.
I see. So by me marrying Yori here, it will sort of show that we still have some sort of leeway on them, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay. If she is truly happy with me as her mate, then so be it. I mean, I do not wish to force any woman to love me for political reasons. I wish for a lady to love me for me and my personality and what's really in here in my heart, Father.
I always knew you'd be a good man, son.
And he turns to Yuri. He says, "Yuri, I respect that you are doing this because your father, no doubt, told you to do these things. And I always admired you from a very early age, when I was a very young boy, and I even loved you and cared for you when I was, playing in the sand pits with you when we was young, type of thing. I remember having those good memories with you, like building sandcastles and playing tag and like having those fun times that, seeing you now has brought lots of good memories back to me. I really, really appreciate you being here."
It is true, Jack, that my father has asked me to marry you, to help maintain the Silver Fangs rule.
Yes.
But I don't do this because my father asks me. I do this because I love you, and I want you.
Oh my! Jack goes like really wide-eyed, and he goes really bright red, and he goes, "Oh wow, okay, very well. Well, right now I just finished my rites of passage, and I have no place of home or any place where we can live right now."
Yeah.
And
When you've built your sept, I will come for you.
very well, let's agree on that then. Once I have built a stable sept of my own and things have all settled, I shall come and find me. You know how to find me. It's very easy.
Foreshadowing.
Yes. But yes. But she does have a samurai sword and she's fucking awesome. Just letting you know how good she is. For kinfolk. She's pretty awesome. And he says, if you ever need to contact me, here's my number. He actually gives her his contacts, like his phone number, and no doubt she gives his. He says, if you ever need to talk to me and see how things are progressing, you can always give me a call.
All right.
I will look forward to seeing you again.
And I guess that's with that. That's a good note to end.
But before it goes, you'll definitely give her a kiss, though, on the cheek.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, of course. We should.
Yes. You give her a kiss on the cheek to seal the deal.
Yes, yes, you're right.
Yes.
All right.
That's what he does.
All right. Okay, then I guess that's a good spot to end Jack's prologue on. Hey, something just occurred to me. When we were doing Lexington's prologue, Hawkstar was asking about how we saw Lexington's wolf form. I think we might actually be getting some fan art. How exactly do you think Jack looks in Kronos?
Right. Okay. So Jack looks like he's white as anything. Like Snow White wolf, like a silver white wolf. Like from like from like the Russian Alps because of the pure breed of 5 dots. Don't think deal. So yeah, you imagine it's like 8 foot big, massive, Garu, carrying like a great sword in his hand, type thing.
Looks very regal looking.
Yeah, very regal looking, and he likes to sparkle.
What did I say? What did I say?
What? It shimmers.
Yes, he shimmers. He gleams. He doesn't sparkle.
No, he doesn't sparkle, but he shimmers. No, because of his gift. You see, the flame. So like his fur, glows like a fiery hint to it, like a fiery white tint to it. Like it sort of shimmers, or it sort of glows in the moonlight. Type thing.
He looks like a shiny werewolf.
Yes. Well, it's because it's a flame, really. The gift describes it as a flame of Luna, the moon, or whatever it is. Like his fur sort of like sparks a light, and glows like a white aura around him, type thing, making it more, like that's why it describes it in the book. It describes it as a white flaming aura around him, and yeah, that's what it is, and it just makes it. In other words, it's more harder to hit him, but easier to shoot him.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, I've still got your attention, Hawkstar. Here's what Roz sent this through the Discord for Calls the Herd. My fur foundation color is sour cherry with light tints of black at the edge of my fur that makes me look like I'm being surrounded by an aura of darkness when moonlight falls upon me. My snout and maw are blood red, like painted in fresh blood. Eyes, kind of a fiery orange.
Nice.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that Hawkstar, and I'll be sure to try to feature that.
Yes, but yeah, Jack is mostly like this has this like flaming aura that he activates when he does his gift, and carries like a great sword until he can make it into a proper great cleave one day. So
Yeah.
that's his like goal, to have a great cleave.
By the way, does a clay for a fang have to be done by, say, like another fang?
No,
Or does any Garu with the right of fetish, or will any Garu with the right of fetish do?
yes, any Garu with right of fetish and the right of summoning spirits, because you have to summon the spirit to ask the spirit to bless the blade first.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be a fang per se. Anyone will do.
Yeah, so because it's already a weapon already. All I need to do is get the spirit to like possess it, and once it's possess it, it won't break, it won't like rust or anything like that, and and then I can get it bounded to me, and it'd be a great cleave.
Yeah, it'll be epic.
Yes, and that is my goal, to achieve a great cleave, because that is OP as anything. One, pretty dangerous.
Shadow has a question. Does your character start with a weapon? My understanding is they can if you want them to, but I think there's like limits to what you can give them, right?
Yes, like you can get the background known as fetish type thing, but the maximum level of fetish is a level 5 fetish sort of thing. The thing that I want to get is probably like a level 8 fetish. I think it is.
I think it's a level. I think it might be a level 7.
Yes,
oh no, level 5.
Yes.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, because I took pure breed of 5 dots, type of thing. It was like, so yeah. And I don't have that many dots for backgrounds to start off with. So it's like, so yeah, I got a bit of resources.
Yeah, but if we were talking like, say, weapons in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a general greatsword for now.
No, I mean like if you were to start out or to game with like any weapon in general, basically anything could go within reason, like, right?
Yes. Yeah, any weapon can go. Yes. All you got to do is like ask the storyteller's permission. Can I have, with this resources, can I have that weapon?
Okay.
Yes. As long as you got the resources for it and like GM allows it.
Yeah. Always
ask your storyteller. You say like, this is my concept. This is what I want to do. I want to achieve a great clave. Is it possible? And so I say, yeah, if you want to achieve that, then go for it. You can have like a sword, because a sword is actually there's actually a sword function in the book.
Yeah. So
that's what Jack's got. He's just got a basic sword that he carries around, but never actually draws it.
Mm-hmm.
He never actually takes it out of its sheath until he gets it blessed. Once he gets it blessed by a spirit, then he can sort of like use it for attacking, killing like spiral dancers and whatnot with it. But until then, he can't do anything with it really. I mean, his girlfriend has it. His girlfriend has a sort of like katana version of the Great Cleave. because she can.
She's kinfolk.
Right. So yeah, I mean,
kinfolk even use fetishes?
Yes, they can.
What? I thought like kinfolk like had like 0 gnosis or something.
No, you can actually give them gnosis.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe I bet it's not. Is it a? I would figure that like if they had if they're gonna have any noses, is it like what, a little bit, like very little?
No, they can have you just buy it with freebies. You can give it. You can give them as many noses like in general
You could
werewolf.
max it out. You could theoretically max it out.
Yeah, because don't forget they have werewolf. They have Garu blood. They may not be able to change or shapeshift, but they do have like the Garu connection. That's why they can. Some of them can step sideways. It's like this other game I'm in. There's this guy that's called Dakota, yeah, and he has a fetish. He has a guitar fetish, which is possessed by like a powerful spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he carries it around with him, and he's got a spear with a spirit in it as well. That kills like only worms, taint wolves. I mean, if you're not a tainted wolf, it just goes right through you. But if you're a tainted wolf, it stings like hell. Yeah. Yeah. And that's
okay. Wait, can kinfolk even use gifts too?
Yes. They have their own little unique gifts as well.
Oh, they can't use the same gifts that Garu can, though.
No, but they have their own unique gifts, certain. It tells you in the core rule books what gifts they can get. There's also like a kinfolk guidebook that tells you a bit more about their society and how they operate, everything.
Yeah, no, I need to read that at some point.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They get more skills than the normal Garu. They get more dots they get more dots to play around with when it comes to making them. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll say this. I mean, like, at least our Chronicle's at least been a good learning experience so far.
Yeah, I mean that's why I chose her to be kinfolk and have this like powerful samurai sword that would kill me.
Oh my god, that'd be funny. That'd be fun.
I mean, it could because it's very powerful.
All right. Okay. Now, before we started out, Bard said he had only like a couple hours to play. How long do you think we've been going so far?
That's fine. I could talk a little bit longer if you want me to.
All right. I guess at this point we can just. I guess at this point, if you guys just want to shoot the shit with us, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Still, I mean, I'm kind of surprised by how well people reacted to that. If we ever played Beast, no, we haven't gotten around to Beast, and don't know if we ever. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. Just we could someday. Who knows?
Well, if you got no more questions about Jack or anything like that, I'll make my way. I'll leave you for the rest of your day.
Yeah,
then
they're just right now they're just asking if we've ever played Beast.
No, I never played Beast. I have actually heard of it, but never played any of the new World of Darkness games.
Yeah, I actually read the Beast book. It's not. Beast was not the game I expected it to be, because like you don't really shapeshift or anything. Like it's sort of like you sort of inhabit this dream dimension or something where your true beast comes out. It's like a little.
I've heard about Beast. It's a bit like Changing the Dreaming, but opposite, where you played nightmare creatures.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the concept behind it are kind of interesting, but.
Yeah, I like the concept about like, oh yeah, you go around giving nightmares to people that done things wrong and say like, if you don't fix this problem, we're gonna give you more nightmares.
Yeah, and there's all the different like beast types play on. They get all the different beast types they play on like different types of fears. Like there's fear of heights, fear of drowning.
Yeah.
Drowning, those sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite game is Call of Cthulhu.
Dude, please tell me if you know Call of Cthulhu. Please tell me you've heard of Old Man Henderson.
Yes.
Oh yes, Old Man Henderson. You guys, if you ever want a good laugh, look up Old Man Henderson on 1D4chan. It is a laugh. It's a riot. The basic story behind Old Man Henderson is that this GM was a total son of a bitch, was making his games way too hard, and so one of the players came with Old Man Henderson as a means to fuck with them. And the funny thing is, he actually managed to beat Call of Cthulhu without breaking the game. Which should be impossible because you're not supposed to win Call of Cthulhu. Right?
Well, the idea of Cthulhu is supposed to be one of those horrific... It's supposed to be a horror puzzle-solving game. It's not about killing your party members. It's about giving them the fright of their life, in a way. It's about mystery. It's about investigating the paranormal and not digging too deep into the paranormal. Because if you do, things are
You're gonna go insane.
Yes, things are going insane, and that is the general idea of Cthulhu. Those who GM Cthulhu like that are idiots and don't know Cthulhu.
What do you? Well, I mean, like I said, like the idea of, but this guy, he was like making the game way too hard. Like it was, what was it? Let me pull it up. Was it?
Anyway, I'm gonna make myself scarce because I got work tomorrow. So
yeah. All right. See ya.
See ya, everyone.
So yeah, thanks for showing up, guys, and hopefully, and we got more coming along the way. See ya.
Bye bye.